And we are live. Welcome back to the Pistons Jack post-game show where we will recap the Pistons' first loss of the Summer League to the Minnesota Timberwolves 73-89. This is your chance to come up as a fan, someone who enjoys the Pistons, share your thoughts on the game tonight. Anything Summer League, anything about the Pistons overall. We can talk about any topics related to the team. Normally, how this show works is I'll open up with my thoughts on the game. I'll probably go for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I will drop a link in the chat for anyone to come up and, like I said, share their thoughts on the team, on the game. All you need is your phone or computer. Just copy and paste the link from the chat, chuck it in your browser, and I'll be able to bring you up on stage when the time comes. But yeah, let's get into it. So as I just read off the top, the Pistons lose this one by double digits. I think the Timberwolves were definitely the better team. Like the first 5 minutes, the Pistons looked like the same team we've seen in the first two games. They got out to, I want to say, a 9-point lead pretty quickly. And then from probably the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, it felt like the Timberwolves were just completely in control. They controlled the paint. One player I didn't actually mention in my preview, which I dropped earlier this morning, was Joan Beringer. I've probably butchered that a bit. If you look at the box score, like the numbers don't jump out too much, but his presence in the paint kind of just deterred the Pistons. And then the likes of Terrence Shannon Jr., who's been one of the best Summer League players. He had, 24 points, 5 rebounds, few assists. He probably had Ron's measure in the first half. Those two matched up against each other a lot. Then also, like, even Rob Dillingham was solid, I thought. I expected Dennis Jenkins to outplay him. I don't think Dillingham completely outplayed or made Dennis look bad or anything, but he certainly had the better game. And then Leonard Miller was a guy I also spoke about who he had 20 and 8, and I spoke about Bobby being matched up on him and that being kind of a pivotal thing to watch. And Leonard Miller absolutely won that matchup. But as it relates to the Pistons, it just felt like, as Sean says here, the second quarter was where everything came undone. I think the Pistons only scored 6 points in the second quarter. They just struggled to get any good looks. For a lot of the game, I'm not going to lie, Tou Smith felt like the best, most, consistent, safe offensive option. Everything else just like a post up from him just felt like the best thing they had, or a pick and roll with him. Apart from that, the T-Wolves were just really good on the perimeter, really good at forcing turnovers. Look, the T-Wolves certainly had their turnovers as well, but it just felt like they were able to generate points from their turnovers. And yeah, the Pistons, it was pretty much like a 5 to 10 point game for much of it. Like, even when the T-Wolves were leading, it wasn't until the last 3 minutes that I think the T-Wolves went on a 12-0 run and it blew out to 20 in the blink of an eye. So look, this is Summer League. I'm not going to dig too much into how the actual game played out, but I will go through each individual player here and give my thoughts on them. I think we start with Ron Holland for sure. First half, he kind of struggled. I think he had 5 turnovers. He had 4 fouls in the first quarter. Felt like for the first time, he was kind of forcing a little bit. And I think it was because, Terrence Shannon Jr. was really defending him well. And he just wasn't able to get shots in the flow of the offense. So he started forcing it. And that's where the turnovers came. And, he kind of, I think he still had I want to say 7 in the first half. It wasn't a matter of him shooting horribly in the first half. He just couldn't get shots, to be honest. He struggled to get any open looks. I think the 1 or 2 baskets he scored were in transition. And one of them was a really tough Euro step, which was nice, but it's also a shot to the Timberwolves you're very happy for him to take. But the third quarter, Ron was much more of himself. He looked like that top 5 pick and the player we've kind of seen in the first 2 games. He had 13 points, I want to say, at least 3 steals, hit a step back 3, just looked a lot more comfortable and a lot more in the flow of things. He probably still had a turnover in that third, but Ron was by far the Pistons' best player. maybe by far it's a bit of a stretch because I thought Tou Smith, while Ron scored more points and had the 6 steals, he did have the 7 turnovers, which certainly count for something. But yeah, Ron was solid. He played 33 minutes. You would have to think this is his last game because as a result of this type of loss, a loss today, no matter what, would have made it hard for the Pistons to advance to the semifinals. But losing by this much pretty much makes it impossible for them, I would say, to advance to the semifinals. Because if they lost today, it would have had to be a very close loss, and then they'd have to absolutely blow out Miami to even have a chance of advancing. I thought they would have had to stay undefeated in these 4 games of group play to even to make it out. So pretty much feels like the semifinal hopes and the Summer League Championship hopes are done. So I would say Ron now will certainly not play another game. I think they just gave him. I think they were trying to actually win that game, and that's why he played 32 minutes. That's why the starters. Danis played 30. All the starters played 25, 26 minutes or more. But yeah, I would say I would be absolutely shocked if he plays again. I think Summer League overall for him has been a pretty big tick. A pretty big tick for sure. I feel like he's going to end Summer League if this is his last game shooting like 47% from 3. I think he's shown a really good ability to hit threes off the dribble, which while I don't think we'll see that a lot in the regular season, is still a huge improvement from where he was. I even think like some of his corner 3 misses have been like really close misses. Just the form and the confidence in his shot it looks real. So I'm not going to sit here and say Ron's shooting 47% from 3 next season, but I think it's been a huge step in the right direction considering like the season only finished for the Pistons in the first week of May. So 2 months down the track for his shot to be looking like this. Yes, this is an NBA level hoops, but it is certainly still the NBA 3-point line. It's certainly still in game. There's certainly an intensity at Summer League where you think like the closeouts are pretty good. So I think it's very encouraging to see the jumper look like that. Another big positive for him tonight was shooting 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Like when he put his head down in the half court, generally got fouled. And then for him to knock him down, that was huge because in the first 2 games, it was really just that first game. I think he shot like 8 of 13 or 14 where you want to see him close to that 80% mark. So I think now, considering he's shot 9 of 10, he'll finish Summer League hovering around that 80% mark from the line, which is a really solid outcome for him. So I thought Ron Summer League overall, I'm probably going to give it a B+ / an A-. I think for the most part, he's looked really good. Probably just a few moments in that first half tonight that bring his grade down. But yeah, I think it's been good for him. Moving on, I want to talk about Tou Smith because I thought he was the Pistons' second best player. And throughout all 3 games, he's probably just behind Ron in terms of consistency. Like I said, 16 points, 6 boards, 3 blocks. Had some huge swats tonight. 8 of 12 from the free throw line, 4 of 7. So like I said, I felt like for much of the night, he was the Pistons' best offensive kind of look in terms of generating the best offensive possessions. And I think he's just been super productive. Like not a double-double tonight, but still 16 and 6. Monster on the offensive glass, generating second chance points. And then the 3 blocks are a really nice number. So I expect him to play definitely in game 4 and probably game 5. So continues his really solid Summer League play. Let's get to Bobby Klintman because I think a lot of fans are talking about him. Bobby's past 2 games, he has struggled. I do want to say I was really impressed with his rebounding tonight. 12 boards, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 of them which he kicked out to Chaz Lanier for open threes. So I want to give him love there because I think rebounding is important, and it shows that while he was struggling with the turnovers and to create looks for himself, he still gave max effort and crashed the boards and didn't hang his head and just give up on the effort plays. So I want to start there with Bobby, but there's no denying his past 2 games, he's struggled. And I think it starts with personally, I've always felt like for Bobby, like he's not a great athlete, but he is like, he looks tall out there, at least at the summer league level. Like he's like 6'10", it feels like. And I've always felt like he needs to add more strength. And you see it on like some of his drives. You can tell teams know about his passing ability. And they know on every drive he's looking to pass. And teams, he's still able to thread the needle on some of these because he is a really good passer at that size. But teams know he's looking to drop it off in the dunker spot on drives. He's looking to throw lobs. And teams have picked him up. Like it feels like teams work him out in the past 2 games, and that's led to turnovers. And I also think because of his lack of maybe strength on some of these drives, especially through his legs, he just gets like knocked off his spot, and it forces him to throw tough passes or just these awkward looking like either pull up jumpers or I don't even know what you want to call them, floaters around the rim. But I feel like if he just had some added strength through his legs, he'd be able to like come to a jump stop, maybe pivot up and under, and just have a bit more like dynamic type moves when he gets into the paint. So that's why I've always spoken about adding strength for Bobby, because I think that's going to be the key to him being able to like, take pressure on these drives and, you know, take hits and like play through a bit more contact. But yeah, the other thing has been like, I think he's been asked to handle the ball a lot more. So we're not really getting to see him like be the beneficiary of like some open threes, like only 2 attempts tonight. One of them was like basically it was a no dip attempt from him, like with like a second on the shot clock. So look, yeah, Bobby's certainly struggled the past 2 games. But summer league. So let's see. I think he's definitely going to play game 4. I hope he plays game 5. Because I'd love to see him string together a couple of really nice games to round out summer league. Just quickly before I go to my man Prince, and then it looks like we've got Dave joining. I'll just quickly touch on Chaz Lanier and Dennis Jenkins. So Chaz Lanier, I feel like his confidence has definitely raised since the first game, but he's kind of just been who we thought he would. 4 of 12 from 3 tonight, 14 attempts. Like feels like 80% of his attempts are coming from 3, which is probably what you want with Chaz. Knocking down some of the open ones. You probably want to see him knock down a couple more. But to be honest, like I haven't spoken a lot about Chaz on my videos or these post games, and it's mainly just because he's kind of been who I thought he would be. He hasn't had like a breakout game, but he hasn't been like really bad or anything. He's just kind of like, if I had to give him a grade, it's probably a C. A C is just like, to me, like just average what you expect. Once again, I think he will definitely play game 4. Hopefully he plays the 5th game to get him more reps. We'll see. Maybe he gets some more on-ball type looks with Ron. I'm presuming Ron's out of the team after this game. So keep an eye on Chaz. And then Dennis Jenkins, I thought tonight, definitely he's how can I put it? His 3rd best performance of the 3 games. Started the 7 assists to only a couple of turnovers, 5 of 12 from the field. Like I said, I thought a big key to the game, this is on my previous video, was going to be Dennis versus, how have I just gone blank here? Rob Dillingham. And Rob, I felt like outplayed him a little bit tonight. Even though their numbers look pretty similar, I just thought Rob had a little bit more of an impact. But yeah, I've still been impressed with Dennis for the most part. And once again, like I've said, I think he will definitely play at least 1 more game, maybe 2. And then that's kind of all I have. The rest of the bench they all kind of played 10 minutes tonight, but nothing really stood out to me. Some kind of like, it's hard for these guys to come in. Like, I think Sincere Carey is his name. Like, that was his first minutes at Summer League. So looked a bit tentative at times. It's kind of hard to have too many takeaways from those guys. But that's kind of my thoughts, guys. Like I said, we've got the Heat on Thursday, another early game, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And then the 5th game will either be played on July 20th or 21st. I'm saying all this presuming we're not advancing to the semifinals. So I'm going to kick it to my man Prince, and then we'll bring up Zave, and I'll also drop the link in the chat in a minute for anyone else that wants to come up and share their thoughts on this afternoon's game. So let's go to Prince. Prince, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Jack?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling I'm feeling disappointed, but I have a lot of things to get off my chest.
Go for it.
So, first thing I want to say, I don't know if I'm too low. I think I'm too high. There we go. All right. So the first thing I wanted to say, what's his name? Sincere Carry, get
Uh-oh.
off my team, bro. Get off my team. Like he was actually the probably worst player I've ever seen in a Detroit Pistons uniform that's not named Killian. Like, bro, he's actually terrible. Please get off my team, bro. I hated him. Every single moment that he played, I hated him. Like, bro, get off my team. Same thing with old Bickerstaff. You can go too. You can go too.
Bickerstaff
But
didn't even play tonight.
I know, but from the last game, both of them they can go. They can go. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest.
You're
Overall, I
good.
feel like the first quarter was great. Everything was great, but second quarter to the fourth quarter, we just couldn't keep up, and I feel like the turnovers terrible. I hated it. I'm like, why can't y'all just? And then it was like they were getting so many easy shots. They're like tricking us. They're playing mind games on us. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. And I hated the performance. And the whole time I'm like, where's Chaz Lanier? Where's the dude that we drafted? Like, where was he at the whole game? I saw him on the court, but I didn't see him making a contribution at all to me. But yeah, that's what I got right now.
Yeah, it felt like back to one of your earlier points, like it felt like there was a pretty chippy game. Like both teams undefeated. They were like definitely talking to each other, and then it felt like the Timberwolves, as their league grew a little bit, they just got into our players' heads. Even for summer league, like like there's always like competitors out there. And then on your second point with Chaz, yeah, that's why I feel like with Chaz, like it did feel like there was a long stretch. I don't know if it was in the second or third quarter where because he still played 26 minutes, but it just felt like he was on the bench for a while there. Um, he is kind of a player though, and this is why I genuinely don't have too many like extended thoughts about him. Like he kind of does just blend in. Unless he's shooting threes, like you kind of don't really notice him. Like when he gets the ball, he's kind of quick to get off it and give it to the point guard, which is like fine, but like he's just not a guy that you really notice too much unless he's getting like open threes. So um I think with Ron like out of the team next game, I think we'll get to see Chaz a little bit more, maybe like handling the ball and that kind of thing, see what he can do there. But
Right.
I agree with you. It just felt like he just for me that's been like that the whole kind of summer league with him. Like like unless he's shooting threes, I don't really notice him out there.
hmm But another thing that I want to say, Bobby Klintman, when you see someone going up for the dunk and you're like 6, how tall is he? He's like
He looks pretty
very
tall
tall.
out there. Yeah, like 6'10", I reckon.
If you're Tayshaun Prince height and you see somebody getting ready to go up on a fast break and you're right behind them, why are you not Tayshaun Prince blocking that? Like, why are you just looking up at him, watching him dunk and watching him celebrate? Like, you should be up there trying, at least trying. It's like they're in your head. Like, how are you just gonna let that happen? I saw that last game and I saw that this game. That should not be happening. That should not be happening, Bobby. Like, if you have the height, you have the speed, you're running up, but as soon as they get to the basket, you're just watching them and you're in the paint. Like, bro, you need to lock in.
Yeah, I think it's some of it he just doesn't have the athleticism sometimes to get there. But yeah, he had some even just turnovers tonight where I was just like, oh, Bobby, what was that? Like a couple that like turned immediately into like Timberwolves layups where I was just felt like I was still impressed with his rebounding and effort, but he just had some moments where I was just like a full brain fade for him. It felt like, and I was like, maybe like him struggling's just like getting to him a little bit, but yeah, I hope I think Bobby can still like come out and have two really good games to finish summer league. But yeah, compared to his summer league last year, it's definitely probably not what a lot of Pistons fans were hopeful for.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I feel like this summer league, it's been good. Thank you. 2004 NBA Finals hat. Appreciate the support, Tom. But yeah, I feel like this summer league has been just it's been good, but I feel like the performances tonight, well, today, I can't even say tonight, today, this evening was terrible. It was terrible. It's like everybody wasn't there except Ron Holland and Dennis Jenkins to me. I feel like Dennis Jenkins is still there, and I saw Ron Holland hit a three. I haven't seen that in person in such a long time. I feel like I thought that was great. I saw him practicing on his three, but I didn't think he was going to shoot threes. And I feel like even if he did try, I feel like it wouldn't have been good for us. But I loved to see him hit a three. That was pretty good.
Yeah, well, he's been hitting threes in the first 2 games as well. So I think that's been like probably what most fans would be most excited about from Summer League is Ron's 3. I think if that's his last game, I'm pretty sure he'll finish hitting 7 of 15 across the 3 games. So I think that's like something like 47%. So like I'm not saying he shoots that in the regular season, but I think that's a huge improvement for him um, from where he was last summer league and at the end of last season.
Hmm.
Um, so, and I agree, Dennis Jenkins probably had his worst game of the 3 today, but he's still been really solid. And yeah, I think he's going to play another game or 2. So I still feel like he's probably got another big game in him.
No. But another thing that I wanted to mention, it took me like a good 5 minutes to realize that Isaiah Thomas was broadcasting the game. And he was like, "Oh, I'm definitely biased. I'm going for the Pistons." And I was like, "I love that from you." And then seeing Isaiah Thomas also talk to JB
JB?
Bickerstaff, I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. Seeing like two Detroit legends. I feel like I could call JB Bickerstaff a legend in my book now. From taking that 14-win team, I feel like I call him a legend. Same thing with Cade, but I feel like two Detroit legends talking. I thought that was
Oh,
so super cool, super cool. And then he was like, "I loved where you took this team," and I was like, "Yes, yes,
I,
this is what I
well,
wanted to see."
considering
Hmm.
you're only 14, Prince, I think you can call JB a legend. I call him a legend too because
Hmm.
you and I, whilst I'm a lot older than you, our
Yeah.
experience with the Pistons is pretty much the same. So
Hmm.
JB is a legend to us based on our experience with the team, even though a lot
Yeah.
of older Pistons fans will probably say that's a step too far. I agree with you. He's a legend to me.
If it's a step too far, I would say that Cade Cunningham right now is better than Grant Hill when he was with the Pistons, and that could be a hot take, but I feel like Cade Cunningham is way better than Grant Hill was with the Pistons right now.
Or that might that's a spicy one. I think
I
Cade will
know, I
be
know. My
he will
dad
be
might
better
be
than
mad at me saying that, but I'll say it. I'll say it.
Nah, you're good, bro. I love it.
Hmm.
Um, any other thoughts, Prince? I feel like you got some hot takes off. Feel like
Yeah.
a lot of what you're
Um.
saying is all valid.
Yeah. Um. Tom her Korean MVP. Um. Cade Cunningham for MVP next year. Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals. What else do I have to say? Um. Man, I don't know. I was thinking about some other things yesterday that I wanted to say. Um. Oh yeah, Tom her. I saw his highlights yesterday. It was I was like, he, this dude got a whole highlight reel, and I love it. I love it. Yes,
Shout out
bruh.
to Tom.
And Sarah for Pistons Jack MVP. She was really good on the podcast yesterday. I saw that. And yeah, I feel like I got everything off my mind and can't wait for the next game. And yeah, who are we playing next game? I think that's on
Miami.
Miami.
The
Yeah, I
Heat.
thought so.
I don't even know who they have, so
I don't know
I'm
who
not
any of
gonna
these
like
dudes have.
I'm
I
not
thought
even
we were
gonna
gonna
sit
blow
here
the
and
Wolves
pretend
out.
like yeah, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
pretend like I know if we should win that or whatever. It's
Yeah,
summer league.
but I definitely think our championship semifinal chances are out the window. But even
Yeah,
still, can't wait to see the next game. I love to see Detroit basketball, if anything. And yeah, those were my
perfect.
thoughts. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Of
And I'm
course,
sure
of
you'll jump
course.
on after next game. So we'll chat to you then.
I'll definitely. All right, man.
Catch ya. All right. I do have Zave here. Just want to shout out Jonathan. Appreciate you, my friend, for the super chat. Appreciate you tuning in. You got Lanier for rookie of the year. That's a hot take for sure. But appreciate the super chat. Let's get on Zave up here, my friend from Queensland. Get his thoughts on the game. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, feeling all right. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. How'd you feel about that game?
Um, Look, I'm not going to say much. The ball security was definitely a little disturbing
Yeah.
sometimes, but bit inconsistent. Yeah, there were some plays though at the start where we were just like swinging the ball. It was perfect, man. It was perfect.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, defense definitely looked a little bit undersized there. But you know, these guys are still young. I reckon we can definitely work from there. So
totally. No, I agree. The first 6 minutes, I think we got out to like, it was like 11-2 maybe, or maybe it was like 10-1. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to like blow this team out. So I thought like, obviously the Timberwolves won and the better team, but I was like, thinking it's going to be a close game. And then felt like after that first 5 minutes, the Timberwolves just, like you said, they just felt like more athletic, bigger, and we just seemed to really struggle with getting any good looks. So, um, yeah, it's
yeah.
summer league, and I think much about Miami, but I still think we've got a fun couple of games to come with whoever's out there.
Mm, yeah. And like keep in mind, some of these guys have never really played on the big stages before. I mean, Bobby Klintman, like he
Yeah,
was injured most of the time. Yeah. Look, I say we just gotta let these people develop and
yeah,
just
no, definitely,
patience.
definitely, yeah. I'm like, look, I think everyone was probably hoping Bobby would look better than he has in the like. I thought Bobby was like really solid in the first game and had a good game. He's obviously struggled the last two, which I know a lot of fans are not happy about or concerned with. But I think like at the end of the day, like you said, Bobby was injured for so much of last season, then played with the Crews and was pretty good. So he's still a young guy. Like he was, I think it was anyone who was expecting him to be the backup power forward on a playoff contending team next season. I think that was always like a massive long shot just with the
Yeah.
experience Bobby has at the NBA level. So um, I think he was always going to be a bit more of a project player. So um, I absolutely would love to see him play better than he has the past two games, but I don't think it's like a time to be saying he sucks and he's not this, he's not that. Like I just think like pump the brakes a little bit. Let's see what he can do in the next two games, and then let's give him a full NBA off season without injury to
Yeah.
see what he's like at training camp. And yeah,
Also, like in some league, now's the time to be trying things, like seeing what
yeah.
works well and what doesn't. So
No, exactly. And it feels like they've given him definitely today more so than the past two. Like he definitely felt like he was handling the ball a lot more. And like that's probably not something he's going to do at the NBA level as a role player. So they're just trying to see what he can do, what his limitations are. And I think if anything, you're getting a pretty good picture of where he's at right now and what his limitations are and what he needs to work on for the rest of the offseason. So yeah,
yeah,
he'll be okay.
yeah, absolutely.
I yeah, I think at times the playmaking on this summer league team, I think always with summer league, like it's hard to get like real pure point guard playmaking because a lot of the time players are looking to score, looking to prove, or even like you said, like this is the time to try things. So players are trying things on offense they don't normally try, which just makes it harder for guys like maybe Bobby to get a couple of open looks at three and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts you want to go to, Zay? Like we haven't spoken at least throughout the summer league. Like, what have you thought of Ron's play through 3 games?
I'm excited. I'm excited for next season, man. This is definitely what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him become a scorer, not like we already saw he was already capable of finishing at the rim. So just adding that 3 point to his game, that's gonna make him deadly on the bench.
Definitely. No, I'm really excited. Like, I'm still not like expecting him to come out next season and average like 18 points or something. But I just think, like you said, like the 3 point shot, like he just looks so much more confident. And the numbers have been awesome in summer league. So if he can just like, I don't even know what he shot from three last year, but I know it was in the 20s. If he could get that 3 point percentage to like 33 or higher, that would be massive for his game and the team.
And also like his high steals, man, that's just hustle right there. I mean, Off the
Yeah.
bench, that's something what we see. I'm gonna bring it back to Rodney Magruder. He was all hustle, man. He just wanted to win. He's like that.
No, he is 6 steals tonight. I think he had 3 steals or 6 steals combined the first 2 games. So he must be right up there with the steals leaders at Summer League. So no, that's huge as well. And I think Ron overall, if like I gave him a grade of a B plus, maybe like that's a tiny bit harsh, but I just thought in his first half today he kind of reverted back a little bit to forcing things. But B plus, A minus for me. What grade would you give Ron?
That's a tough one. I mean, I'll probably have to say, yeah, probably B plus. There
Yeah.
were times sometimes I feel like he's a bit forced. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely forcing to take the shot. I mean, he's good through traffic, but definitely could work on that game a little bit more. But yeah, it's just all about just taking smarter shots, and you see what he's capable of, but he just needs that more experience. Hopefully, he can take some better shots.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's like the biggest thing for Ron, I feel like, is some people will call it like his feel for the game. Like if he can just keep improving that and his awareness in certain situations, that'll improve the shot selection. It'll improve like some of the like he had 4 fouls in the first quarter today. Like obviously he knows he has 10 fouls, so he probably just used a few extra. But yeah, it'll improve on both ends. But you can see the blueprint there, and
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
he's he's only had an off season for like 2 months, if that. So who knows how much more work he's going to put in. Well, we know he's going to put in a lot of work, but who knows where he could be come training camp in late September. It's really exciting. Because I feel like everyone has Ron kind of as like the 5th guy when it comes to talking about all the young guys the Pistons have, which is fine. But like to see like him just looking like this is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Dave, any other thoughts? Any other thoughts on Summer League, off season? Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man, just excited for what's ahead next.
Absolutely. No, I mean, like, I'm sad it's only July. I feel like this is almost like getting me warmed up for the regular season. Then I'm like, oh man, we've still got like 3 months. 3 months until preseason or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. I'm super excited. Dave, thanks so much for jumping on, my friend. I appreciate you making
Anytime.
the time.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, mate. We'll chat soon.
Absolutely.
Catch you, man. Bye.
Take care.
All right. I actually realized I didn't drop the link in, so apologies for that. I'm dropping it in now. So before we wrap up the show, if anyone wants to come up and chat Pistons hoops, just copy and paste that link. I'll give it a couple of minutes to see if anyone wants to join. I'm going to go through some comments, though. You can see Tom talking about my mustache. So you're funny, Tom. Yeah, I've never had this mustache for a very long time. I'm almost like too scared to shave it off because I'd look like I'm like 5 years old. So Sean, I have it framed on my wall. I hope you're not talking about mine. It looks like Devin gave Ron a B. What grade would you guys in the chat give Ron for his summer league performance through 3 games? Because like I said, I felt like he wasn't going to play after game 1. Obviously, I was very wrong there, but I feel like pretty safe in saying that was his last game, especially with the fact the Pistons can't make the. It's going to be tough for them to make the next round. So if you have a grade for him, drop it in the chat. But shout out to you as well, Devin. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. Appreciate you, my friend. I hope you had a really happy birthday and a nice day. YouTube user says, I was hoping Bobby could be the 10th man this season. Right now, I'm not sure. I'll wait for preseason while he plays with and against NBA players to judge. Yeah. Yeah, I just never, I guess, yeah, I probably was hopeful he could be the 10th man, but to be honest, I just don't think it was really realistic just with how little he played last season. Like if we're talking about the rebuilding Pistons, then yeah, I would have probably had more faith he could crack the rotation. But Pistons team who I think can be at least top 5 in the East next season. With how little NBA experience he still has, it's always going to be strange for me to see him as the backup 4. Like, only because I just think he has so far to go just with the lack of experience and some of the things he needs to improve upon. But I'm still very hopeful he can be a rotation player for the Pistons. He's certainly, like I said, the passing and playmaking he has is like kind of his skill that makes him unique at the 4. He's got to be a knockdown 3-point shooter. And like I was saying at the start, I think he needs to add more strength all over, particularly like through his legs and core. So like when he's driving, he doesn't get like knocked off, or he can just like absorb more contact on drives and just be more dynamic once he gets into the paint. Because teams are just playing him for the pass. And like I said, he can thread the needle on some of them because he is such a good passer. But I think that's where some of his turnovers come for sure. Let's go through here. What else do we have? Yeah, Killian was catching strays from Prince. I didn't expect Killian. I think since comparing Sincere Carry to Killian was not what I was expecting today. But shout out to Killian. Hope he's doing well. Jonathan says, leave a tip. It doesn't let me have a comment. So just wanted to say that's for the alpacas, or were they llamas in the background? They were alpacas. I kept getting them confused, but they were alpacas. I was staying out in, I live in Melbourne, which is like obviously a city, but we went about an hour out of Melbourne just for a little getaway for my birthday to some rural area. So that's where the alpacas were. Appreciate you, Jonathan. All right, YouTube user says here, Ron's ability to shoot and finish aren't a worry for me. I think it's his ability to make the right decision and what could make him an all-star or not. Yeah, 100% agree. The awareness, the feel, like, and just understanding of like what moment to go, when to hold, when to just like, I think he's shown improvements in this area, even just at this summer league, like especially in the first 2 games. I feel like he rarely forced stuff. And then I think tonight, with the Timberwolves intensity they brought and him not being able to get into the flow of the offense in the first half, I felt like that's when he started forcing. So 100% agree with you there, YouTube user. That's the key. One of the big keys for him going to the next level across the next couple of years. All right, what's Tom got here for me? Favor, can you try to take a photo of yourself with that filter that removes facial hair? I'll see what I can do. All right, I think that's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate everyone joining, especially after a summer league loss on an afternoon for a lot of you, or early morning. I was not expecting many people to come join this stream just with the outcome and the timing. So I appreciate everyone in the chat. Still a fun stream. Appreciate Prince and Zave coming up, sharing their thoughts. We will be back. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep doing these post-game shows after definitely game 4. We'll see with game 5. It depends what day it is and the time of it. Because I was going to definitely do these after every game if we're going to the Summer League Championship. But game 5 in a dead rubber on a weekend, I might not. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But appreciate all of you joining in. And we'll be back after game 4. And I'll have some more YouTube videos dropping later today or early tomorrow with my friends in the US. Talking all things Pistons. So appreciate you all, and we'll be back in a couple of days. But until then, as always, go Pistons.